Good morning, children. Welcome to our English grammar class. In the previous class, we learnt about past continuous tense and past perfect tense. So, just a quick recap of what we did in the last class. Past continuous tense. What words did we use to change from active to passive? We made use of was, were, plus the being form plus past participle of the verb. And in the past perfect tense, from active to passive, which words are we supposed to use? We have to make use of had plus been plus the past participle of the verb form. Right? Today we will be learning about future tense and future perfect tense. Now you know that in future tense, which words we use? We use shall or will, right? So the use of words will be shall or will, right? But in the passive, which words we are going to use? Shall be or will be plus we are going to make use of past participle form of verb. Okay. So in future tense, when we make a simple sentence, I will go to the market. Will go indicates that it is in future tense. I shall meet you in the evening. Shall meet. That indicates that the action is going to happen in future. So in active, when we use shall and will, and when we have to change from active to passive, we will have to make these changes. It's going to be shall be or will be plus the past participle form of the verb. Now let us see a small example. I'm going to put one sentence here. He will study this book. Okay, this is the sentence what has been written on the blackboard. He will study this book. Here, he is the subject, book is the object. Will study, it tells us about the verb. In which tense it is? This is in future tense. And this is in active voice. This is an active voice. Now you have to change this to the passive voice. So when you are going to change this to the passive voice, which words are going to use? You are going to use shall be or will be plus the past participle form of the verb. So let us see how we are going to use these words and make the changes. So here we are going to write this object is going to come here. That means this book. Now, this will study is going to be what now? Will be. Right? Will be. Study changes to what? Past participle form. Studied. By. He changes to him. So, this gives us the passive form. See here, what changes we made and the words what we are supposed to use here. This book. So this object is come here. This book. Will study change to here. Will be. Will be. Study change to past participle. Studied. Will be studied. And the subject which was here, it came to the last, that is he changed to him. So this book will be studied by him. Is it understood how we have to make the changes? from active to passive in the future tense? Yes, children? Shall we go to the next example? One more example I'll give you. They will start a new business. Okay, this is the sentence. They will start a new business. Now, they, here, they is a subject. New business, it is an object or only business you can say. Will start, this is a verb. Which tense it is? It is in future tense, simple future tense. And it is in active voice. Now the same sentence you have to change to the passive. How you are going to change? The object is going to come first, subject is going to go last, and these words what we have used here, it's going to be changed, replacing what? Will be plus the past participle of the verb. So let us do that change now. A new business will be change to started. Will be started by, they changes to them. This gives us a passive form. Can you see the board, children? Okay, see what changes we have made. They will start a new business, which was an active voice. They, subject, business, object. Will start is it is in future tense. The same thing we have changed into passive. The object came first, the subject went last, and your will start is replaced with which word? What words we used here? Will be. See here, will be. And start. This word went to, we have added past participle form of verb, that is start changed to started. So a new business will be started by they, that is them. It changed to them. A new business will be started by them. So here is the change what we have made when we have to change from active to passive when it is given in future tense. Is it clear? This concept is clear? Yes. Okay. We will go for some few more examples so that you can understand it clearly. Two examples we have already seen. Let us go to the third one. Roy will start Roy will write a horror story. Now you tell me, children, in which voice this is? Whether it is an active voice or passive voice? In which voice it is? Active voice. Correct. Exactly. Where is the subject here? Roy is a subject. Where is the object? Horror story. This is the object. And where is the verb? Will write. Which tense it is? Which tense? Future tense. Yes, because we have used will. Now this active sentence we have to change to passive. So what we are going to do? The object is going to come first. So Horror story. Yes. Next will be what? Will be. Very good. Will be. Very good. Right changes to written. Written by Roy. Okay. See the change what we have made. This is active. This is passive. Okay, this is the third example. Roy will write a horror story. What we did? Roy we shifted to last. Story came first. That is the object came first. A horror story will be. We have added will be. Then the past participle form of the verb write written by Roy. Right? We'll go to the next now. Fourth one. Children will play a game. Yes, children will play a game. This is an active. Just a minute. Just for your reference, I'm just writing here. Children will play a game. Now tell me, which is the subject here? Children is the subject. Okay. Object? Game. Very good. Verb? Will play. Very good. Now tell me what change you're going to make. Yes?
A game will be played by children.
A game will be played by the children. Okay. So here we have changed the sentence from active to passive. Children went last, game came first, as usual, according to the rule what we have been following. A game will change to will be. That means that is we have utilized will be, and we have added what? The past participle form of the word play, that is play changed to played by the children. So a game will be played by the children. Let us see the next, the last one, fifth one. Sakhi will wear a new dress. Yes, tell me this. Sakhi will wear a new dress.
My subject is Saki.
Subject is what? Sakhi. Very good. Next.
New dress is the object.
Yes, this is the object.
Will very verb.
Will wear is verb. Very good. Now how you are going to change from active to passive?
New dress will be worn by Saki.
Yes. A new dress will be worn. The past participle form of wear. Worn by Sakhi. Yes? See what we have done? We have brought the object first. We have put the subject last. Will wear. Will change to will be. Wear changed to worn. That is the past participle form of verb. So, a new dress will be worn by Sakhi. Clear, children? Any difficulty in this?
No, ma'am.
Okay. One more sentence I'll give you, okay? Just try this. Will he read this letter? Now this is an interrogative sentence. It's a question mark here. Now try doing this. This is an active form. Will he read this letter? How are you going to change from active to
Will this
passive?
letter be read by him?
Very good, very good. Will this letter be read by him? See here, we have used the same words here, but only thing there is a slight change because of the interrogative sentence, because here it's a question mark. Will he read this letter? He is a subject, letter is the object. But what we did here, there is a slight change. Here again, will, and here again be. The words which we have been using for future tense will be, then again read change to read here. So same thing, only thing there is a slight difference, slight change what we have made. So will he read this letter? Will this letter be read by him? Okay, understood? When an interrogative sentence you are getting, you need to do it this way. Followed? Any doubts children in this?
No, ma'am.
Shall we go to the next future? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Anything? Anything you have to ask children?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Then shall we go to the next future perfect tense? Okay, fine. So I hope you all have understood the concept of active passive voice.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
when we complete with future perfect tense, our entire chapter is over. Now only one page or I think so 1.5 page is given in your book, but we have taken nearly 4 to 5 sessions to complete this. So we have gone very deeply. I have just gone into deep to explain to you all so that you understand this concept very well. So I hope you all have understood what is being taught to you all. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So now we go for future perfect tense. Yes. Now remember one thing children, when we say perfect, which words we use? Have. Got it? And for past perfect, we use had. For present perfect, we use has and have. And for future perfect, we use have. So you have to keep it in mind whenever you see this have in any sentence, immediately you need to just, it should strike your mind that, oh, this is in perfect tense. Right? So in future perfect tense, which are the words we are going to make use of? It's going to be for active, it's going to be will or shall, and for passive, we will use will have or shall have plus been plus past participle form of verb. I've just written short form here because there's no place. Okay. See here in active, it's only going to be will, right? Will have here. Will or shall have in active, but when we make use in the passive form, what we are going to use? Will have or shall have plus the been, that is have been or will have been plus the past participle form of verb. So let us quickly see one example. Active. The first one. He the parcel. This is the sentence. He will have received the parcel. So in active what I gave, the sentence will have, will or shall have. See here, he will have. Here we have already got it. Will have. This is the verb. This is the subject. And parcel is the object. Now, in passive, how you are going to change and what are the words you are going to use. See here I have written on the blackboard. You have to use will or shall have plus been plus the past participle form of verb, right? So we will see how we are going to change. So the parcel, that is the object, is going to come first. The parcel will, see here, will have plus what? Been plus the past participle, that is received. The parcel will have been received by, here it is he changes to him. See children, the change what we have made in the passive. In active, he will have received the parcel. Okay, he is the subject, parcel is the object, this is the verb which is in past, which is in future perfect tense. But when you are changing in the passive voice, what did we do? We brought the object first, that is the parcel. We have used this word, these words here. Will have been, that is will have been here. Then plus the past participle, that is this. Received, past participle of the verb. Will have received by, he changed to him. So the sentence goes this way. The parcel will have been received by him. Clear? Did you understand the change what we have made in this sentence?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. The second one, this was the first. The second one I'll give you in active. She will have cleaned the room. Yes. Where is the subject here, children? She. This is the subject. And where is the object? The room. Very good. This is the object. And this is what we have clean. This is the verb which is in which tense now? Future perfect tense. Here, have, we have utilized have here. Future perfect tense. Now we are going to change this in the passive. So how you are going to change? The object is going to come first. So the room, yes, will have been cleaned by her. She changed to her. So the room will have been cleaned by her. You saw how the changes are made and the words what we are writing here, exactly we are using it in the passive form. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So let us go to the next one, the third one. In active. Nikita will have finished the task. Nikita will have finished the task. This is an active. Now you are going to change into passive. Where is the subject? This is the subject. Nikita. This is the object. and this is the verb. Now you tell me the change.
The task
Yes, very good. The task will have been finished by Nikita. Yes. So, will have been finished. This is a use of words we have done in this sentence. The object we have taken first and subject we have put it last. So, did you understand, children, about future perfect tense?
Yes, ma'am.
One more last example I'll give you and then we will go for the exercise solving. Rajni will have met Raj by evening. See, this is the sentence. Rajni will have met Raj by evening. So here, yes, there are two people here meeting each other. So she is the subject doing and he is receiving. That is, she will be meeting this person. So how you are going to change now? You will write here Raj will have been met Rajni by evening. Okay. See here, Rajni will have met Raj by evening. Raj will have been met Rajni by evening. Clear, children? Is this concept clear? Any doubts? Any queries you want me to clarify?
No.
Did you all follow what we have learned today about simple future tense and future perfect tense?
Yes, ma'am.
What are the changes we made from active to passive? When we change the sentences from active to passive, which words we have made used?
Yes.
For future tense, we have made use of will be or shall be plus the past participle form of the verb, and in the future perfect tense, we have used from will or shall have. We have used will or shall have plus the be plus been plus the past participle form of the verb. So I guess you have understood this concept by now. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So please remember what is being taught right from the first session. What we have covered with present, simple present tense, simple past tense, simple future tense. Then we went to present continuous, present perfect. Then we went to past continuous, past perfect. And today we have done about future perfect tense. So this is the entire concept what we have learned in active and passive voice. How we have to change from active to passive. Now we will see few sentences when it is given in passive and you have to do it in active voice. Okay. Okay, fine. Now, before we go, before we proceed further with the sentences from passive to active, let me tell you one more thing. We have learned about imperative sentences, right? What are imperative sentences? Yes. What are imperative sentences? Forgot? Yes, come on. Imperative sentences are two types. One is order.
Ma'am, it expresses request or order.
Yes, very good. Request. There are two kinds of imperative sentences. One is with the order and one is with the request. Okay.
Ma'am, advice.
Advice. Yes. Now in this active and passive, just for your information, I'll just brief you all with this order and request. When you have a sentence in active voice, for example, okay, open the window. What type of sentence is this? It's an order which is given, right? I'm ordering you, open the window. This is an active. Now how you're going to put it into passive? Yes? How you going to put it? What words we will use when we put into passive? We write let, okay, plus the object plus the verb plus by you. This is, you have to keep it in mind. What did I say? This is an active voice. Open the window. This is an order which is given because it is an imperative sentence. Now it is an active voice. We have to change to passive. So what words are going to use to make this sentence into passive? You have to use these words. Let plus the object plus the verb plus by you. So what is the change you're going to do it? Let the, what is the object here? Window. Let the window verb. Here, open. This is the verb. Window be opened by you. See what change we have made here. In active, it was given open the window. Window is an object. There is no subject as such here. We have to assume that there is a person who is going to open the window. He is the subject. That is the doer of the action. So we have to use, what we have to use? We have to use let. Here see, let, then the object, the window, then the verb form open, be opened. Let the window be opened by you. That is, you means the person who is opening the window. So here there is not, it's not written who is opening the window. As I said, we have to just assume that one person is opening, that is you, that is the other person, second person. So let the window be opened by you. Now if it is a request, now this was an order. Now if it is a request in active, if the sentence goes, please don't disturb me. This is the sentence now here. Please don't disturb me. So what change are going to make here? In passive, it's going to be you are requested not to disturb me. So you are requested not to disturb me. So these are rare sentences what you will be getting. I just told you just for your information because anytime you may come across some this type of sentences and you may fail to understand. So just to brief you all. So here it was an order. Open the window. Let the window be opened by you. Here, please don't disturb me. This is a request which is been done. So you are requested not to disturb me. Clear, children? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So I hope the concept is clear about active and passive voice. In the next session, we will go for all the exercise solving from your pull-out practice paper. Till then, you can go for solving page number. You can go for page number 141 from your pull-out practice paper to solve exercise 1 and exercise 2. In my next class, I will be solving this plus the remaining exercises also. So try solving it. I want everybody to solve this. Then once you solve, you might come across many queries. You can just ask me in the next class so that we can sort it out. Right? Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall we wind the class?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this was all for today's class. Please remember what is being told to you all and what is being taught to you all. Don't forget all these rules, what has been taught to you all regarding this chapter. Okay, so thank you all. Meet you all in the next class.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye everybody.